Hello, hello. It says recording started. I see a little bounce in the material there. I got headphones on. Hope I sound good. That's what you say back there, eh? Anyway, I guess I had to get into something here. Something strange, Strange world of running into things. All right, look, I'm gonna take the headphones out. Let's see how I bounce. Bounce. All right. So we'll just consider this an audio only. I'm gonna put on my glasses and I probably won't be able to see at all because they're my pool glasses, the grease. All right. So the dealio. Yeah, I did a self-purchase off-the-shelf review of the King Palm Minis. Yes, that was an honest review uh, for what it was and what it presented itself, what it was constructed of, and how that promise worked. How I had to amend it to bachelorize, I should say. All of that was completely accurate. Fair, I suppose. Give me about 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Like I said, 2 minutes actually. Audio only podcast. Stand by. I am contractually obligated to play some royalty-free beats. All right, that's the a lot of time for that nonsense. Oh wow, finally I got some leaders. Oh no, I don't. Can't even see well enough to find my glasses. All right, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Time to put an incense in. Right back. All right. On my way, baby. On my way. This journey started simple enough. I had been streaming for 3 to 4 months. I got hit up by a company by email, background YouTube, but it was a product I wouldn't, possibly affiliate. And that was the offer. And I was like, no, I can't do that. Wrong category. So I did notice associated friends of the channel, as we know, and their reviews, and said, hey, some company hit me up. Let me go ahead and think of well, I've been supporting this vape store over here. I tried to stream live once. I'm going to do a canned video so that it works this time because it didn't work, but people were nice enough to watch. Actually, big up. Thanks, peeps. You guys are always cool. Good community, great network as well. It's what we gotta lean on each other a little. But anyway, I said in full disclosure mode, yeah, I saw some of my associates and friends and things reviewing things and different approaches too. Off the shelf, all the reviewers we've been watching for years as well. Again, I'm in this not naming names and except for specifics, yeah. So I'll say specifics like I hit up 4 companies that I had bought stuff from in the past couple of months at the vape shop, because I figured that's kind of my halfway point of this streaming stretch. And what happened there was, it made us, what do you call that word? Uh, Unstable living conditions. It put us in unstable living conditions in a condemned dwelling, which we paid for, but we had to go hotel wise and stuff. But when we were back here to grab supplies and everything and get back out and get real jump bags for hotels and whatnot, well, I continued to stop at the vape store. So it's continued to be important in the past couple of months. And I started my shorts, I think, to get my 50, you know what I mean? So I could start streaming or whatever it was. Because I started with about 39 from the past. 11 of them might have been active. Anyway, long story long. In the middle somewhere there, I realized, hey, even though we stopped back home to get some of our personals and supplies, we keep stopping at the vape store too. Kind of important, kind of lifestyle affirming at this point, right? We lean on it a bit. That's what this channel is about, actually, brotherhood and leaning. But anyway, that's a subject for the upcoming holiday. This is a subject that's also brotherhood related, but just from my soul to the ether podcast style. This is audio only, guy. So I hit up 4 companies. I'll tell you, Happy, I've shown their product here. Hemp Zone, I've shown their product here. 3Chi, I have not shown their product here. I noticed, Zigzag, I didn't even touch, but what I noticed is like, because I did Hemp Zone based on giveaway, and I totally did, cover my assessment. I think I create a scaled rating and all that good stuff. So I was like, well, that's worthy of being tagged for them. But then I started noticing, like, hey, none of these vape store companies, right? These few that I'm looking at, really, they're not really taggable in YouTube, are they? Why do they not have all the socials? Oh, well, everything's IG, and I don't have IG. I'm old man, FB is a family page. Like, find it and be family there, though. You know what I mean? That's it. No fucking toleration. I don't have to, man. I can duck tight because my dick tight good. All right, listen. So I hit up those companies. One of them contacted me back by email and said, "Oh, we always welcome an honest and fair review. What type of products would you be interested in?" And there were 2 more, and I mentioned a couple, and I didn't bother hitting up Zigzag, even though I prefer that company. I love that company. It's a tobacco company. Maybe that's why. Maybe tobacco companies don't have a YouTube presence, or it isn't feasible for them to do that properly. So let's just call it what it is. That's an unknown to me. We'll call it what it is. So I get 2 companies that put me on their mailing list, and I'm like, fair enough. I wonder why I hadn't joined before. And I get one that says, we'd always welcome that. What kind of products would you be interested in? Okay, cool. And they're like, all right, set. We'll take a look at your channel and, see if you line up. I was like, cool. And that was King Palm writing back. Yeah. And so I did, obviously they didn't provide me products for review. That was purchased, and I made that clear in the video. So nothing like that. And I wasn't even talking to anyone about any sort of compensated, deep affiliated, anything. Just, does your company run a practice of, I have been doing so for, products that are provided for review purposes, as long as you disclose that. And I think that's fine. I don't know. I would pursue it if it was a thing that I'm doing right now, but it's just a thing I thought, if I'll send up 4 now and maybe 4 later. One kind of hit, and the other 2, and then the one company that I've used the most, like, not a word, but that's funny because, I'm already on their mailing list, eh? So that's how it works, right? Generally, they probably just bounce back. And King Palm actually had an affiliate link, and it's like an application. I said, nah, I'm not. Right now, I don't want to do that because I'm looking at your products to try to understand what you do. So I do so. Now, I'll just put this one out. That's the first age-restricted video I got hit with here in the past, 5 months, which is fine. I always put mine not for kids. It's not intended for kids. It's not a fucking issue to me. But ding dong. So that's cool, but it came back with this 18 plus. And how that came about is because there's a step in between that, is very important. Is I said, after they got that info and my address and stuff, and I guess I was under consideration, I was like, if there's anything else that you'd like me to provide you, I certainly will. Or any further information, or if you have any instructions for it. And so they did get back, and they said, well, what is the total scope of your social media? And I said, well, I have a Facebook. that's family that I don't use very often. I have this YouTube channel that I've been streaming on for 4 months. It's existed since 2005, I believe, but that's probably as a watcher. The oldest video goes back 16 years, but that's as a test of my sister giving me her garbage version of a digital camera and giving me like, some sort of small card where you make 2 minutes at a time. And I was like, I wonder what kind of little clips I can make. And I did, and I made clips and I would do that so I could link them back to MySpace and those sort of things. I did these chop ups, man, before people didn't do chop ups, actually. It was kind of weird. Even before the whole, oh, good Lord, the whole ear crushing poops era of things. Even before all of these, hmm, I don't know, man. Um, what was on the air those days? Maybe that would time it. I don't know. I've lost track of time. Over 20 years ago to children that are older than most of you. Anyway, that's the first age restriction I got. I gave it a total honest review, 5 for what it presents. I call it aspirational. Clearly, um, the people of my channel know that that is a general and oft repeated comparison word that I use as an well, as sort of an encouragement for everyone to understand where you are, your lane, your purpose, your goal, your plan, your life, your steps, and be ambitious. But I always say, you know, about that other word that I use to tag it up based on the presentation and the honesty of how I saw the common man seeing what they be selling. And I also mentioned the components, very minimal, probably pennies. Bean count. Then it's like, okay, how come there's not that much info about this except that, this sort of what the actual product is, leaf. The other part, we know what it is. Corn husk. you know, I like corn husk, banana leaf. I like all kinds of stuff. I think we should wrap more shit in banana leaves. Too much plastic around it. So I just said, cool. So that's that step that we missed. Okay, I'll send you all that stuff. And then they looked at it and they said, yeah, well, at this time, we feel like, you're not an appropriate representation of our brand, not a proper partnership. I said, totally respect it. That's why I gave you everything, you know, even the things that were inactive because they're still tied to my name or tags or whatever. And I was like, that's completely respectable. And then I asked them, you know, if it would be appropriate and if you'd like, I could create a independently funded review video and tag your company, because in the midst of them saying, oh, we do welcome requests for channel videos from other YouTube creators or whatever wording exactly. And so I was like, oh, you do, but it's not going to be me because it doesn't fit. So that's a hail to the no. And that's cool. No. And then, I said, is it appropriate if I do make my own independent review and then tag your slash at from YouTube, because now I know you have one. And I was like, I didn't tell them, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking these other companies don't even have them. So I did watch their videos, like, a couple of the how-tos or whatever. They had like, go ahead, watch this one. And it was like, looks like, oh, the company's producing them, slick. And so I said, okay, I got some understanding. I definitely dug back into the website. I'd already been there. They said, what type of products are you interested in? And I said, the ones that are like, the wraps and the systems. I said, I bought a pack of 4 minis before, which I purchased, and which is one of the 2 ways that, I even knew that they were out there that way. So I said, I got one of those 4-pack minis before, but, since it's not being provided for review purpose, I'll just do it completely my way. I was going to do it, 100% honest, and they said that's what they welcome. It's just I wasn't a fit. So I was like, well, if I'm not a fit and it's not appropriate for me to do a video and tag you up, I certainly won't. But they said, no, that would be fine. We'd love to see it. I said, okay, cool. So I'll drop it about Saturday. And I did. And it was completely honest and upfront, and, watch it. It's nice. Endlessly rewatch it. They even got a 5 out of 5. And I believe that, for that experience, for sure. I think I got the lower budget item. I don't know. But I'll say that there was a difference the next day. Now, it comes in a sealed pouch. This was a 2-pack. I bought a 4 before, but, it was with friends. So this I had to amend even into it because it's a 1.5. And I guess that's what you stuff it with is 1.5 because it's just one leaf. You see, that's what I'm saying about the whole like skintness of and sort of the freedom from the shackles of worrying about whether this is a regulated plant. I don't know. There's not Cordia information that much. You know what I mean? It's like some midgy palm. It's got the genus, family, all that sort of scientific information. The anecdotal is it was produced or it was manipulated to make some sort of like pain relief, fever reduced analgesic in ancient more times. Certain areas you guys can look that stuff up, but there's not much out there. And I never looked into, does it have a good reputation? Do people consider it toxic? Is it blah 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 blah? Because I didn't really care yet, because I'm only smoking one leaf. It ended up being 2. I tried the other one the next day. But that's what I'm saying. Like I put it back in the pack and sealed it back up, within 20 minutes or so. And this was the lower budget, I think, because the other ones, he told me all the other ones are more expensive. And I was like, well, I just want to get the same one I did, but it's a 2-pack instead of a 4. So I guess maybe that's why it's cheaper. And like, everything I said in the review is 100% accurate, but having just enough time to schedule that together, figure out something to do that made sense, which is where I got the OTC, like flower from the shop, that Virginia legal over-the-counter vape shop flower, whatever it be, because I don't do that. But I did it for the review purpose, but it was all my choice and everything. But then I get the age restriction. That's no big deal. I don't care. It's only one, and it was honest. And then they probably haven't seen it yet. And when they do, come back to me and tell me what you think. And cool, we'll go from there. But he did say no. So that's the agreement right now is like no. Except, yeah, you said you're allowed to make one and tag it. And I did. So, and it wasn't like a solicitation. Because yeah, aspirational, yeah, like it has this equivalent in my channel sort of what's the word? Well, in canon. Canon presents Lunatoid. Anyway. So then I had to, I'm done. And then life. Derek, somebody D, I mean. DAK to the motherfucking K. Was like something happened and like all banded up or something. I don't even know, man. I can't speak for big TAK, but I know shit ain't right. I know shit ain't going good. And then I go back to, well, what is the source of, sort of my review, not the zigzag, but, another one. And then I look at it and it's like, oh, wait a minute. There's 3 faces here. There's 2 names that are public, like sort of owner and sales rep or whatever. And there's like 3 faces present. And then there's like the customer reviews section. And then I see like a provided for review or say affiliate review section. So it's apparently they have that program, but the customer review section is a playlist 3 videos long that hasn't been updated in 4 years, and it wasn't customer reviews. And they were doing cost comparison to many other products and things, which is so strange to me because leave that shit out when you're talking about one subject. You don't nega compare the other. If you get what I'm floating to you, you don't do that. It's kind of like that mudslinging smear politics. Like, well, at least I ain't he. Or she ain't thee. And yeah, I guess it's good that she ain't you. But you see that, and then you see they made a fake no effort podcast with 2 of the 3 faces, and that's so they could have a playlist again. Years. Then they got like I guess month ago, 1 month before, and 10 months before to sort of like reiterate we still exist. And then I think the most telling thing in the world is they have a banner picture and it's empty tubes piled to the ceiling. I don't know if there's some sort of poisoning issue out there. I don't know if there's some sort of class actions out there. I'm not making such assertions. I said I don't know, but I even can't make that assertion because I could probably look it up and get closer to knowing, or at least believing and not knowing. That something is not. Something is very upstart MLM, already been in trouble, so change their little tilt. Aren't following the industry standard, I suppose, having all those socials. I mentioned on the package how, oh, isn't that cool that they have them all? And I agree with that. It's so cool. But I guess it is an industry standard. I don't know. But, getting a man boosted, uh, I guess. I guess it had something to do with thinking it was intended for sale. And, that's funny, too, because the so-called customer testimonials are obviously on a pier type or boardwalk type tent in the sand and shit where people are all toasted from the ray, and they're just dudes that got samples at the tables from the lanyard dudes. Because I'm a lanyard dude. I was I was booth manager last time for a sales company, and that was 4 years ago. No, you didn't pay them, but you said, "Hey, you're pretty. If you get on camera, I'll give you something." And then that fake podcast, like, you don't even try to pretend like you're listening. So, and you're the man on the street interviewer. You're the man in the studio not listening on the pod, and you're the dude who, well, I used to, roll something like this. Now I got a new way. It's still cheap. We can ship it anywhere, and some of them are probably made in higher class places and processes, and some of them probably have better preservation pouches in them. So, and some of them better have, I think it's all bullshit. Yeah. Aspiration is a fool's errand. Yes, I was completely honest about the taste, the flavor, and the rating of what it promised. But why would I start a thing? Why would I start a thing? I mentioned at the end, I'll go to the gold. Just kidding. I guess I will go to the gold, but it'll be on my dime, and I'll do an honest assessment, and I'll tag them straight up. All right, y'all. This is a test. Kayfabe, it's only fiction, and it's only a test. Let's see how this works.